Police in Chatham County are undergoing some training that's outside the box. The point is to bridge the gap of understanding between officers and the African American community. News 3's Martin Staunton sat down with the police chief to talk about it, and he is joining us now with tonight's crime and safety report.
Good evening to you and to everyone out there watching. The newest recruits with the newest police force in Chatham County did not begin their training with physical fitness or even target practice. Their first lessons are about finding common ground with the African American community. The Chatham County Police Department continues to grow in numbers. The chief wants officers to gain knowledge about the struggles blacks have gone through with a walk through the Ralph Mark Gilbert Civil Rights Museum in Savannah.
I think it's a great exercise in terms of socializing our officers into our profession, and again, framing the context in which they'll work, because there's a whole lot of history in this country around race and law enforcement, and we can't ignore it.
Hadley believes turning a blind eye to the history will lead to repeats of the violent clashes between cops and people of color, like in Ferguson, Baltimore, even Los Angeles. Much of the mistrust and anger was born out of the civil rights struggles in the 1960s, when images of police brutalizing peaceful protesters were broadcast to the world.
But what I think people fail to recognize is that there are people living today that were there. And those images and those experiences that they have in that time frame don't go away. You don't forget those. Those are burned on your hard drive. And so those are folks that we're going to encounter out here doing our work.
Chief Hadley says the goal here is for his law enforcement officers to learn a little bit more about the African American experience in Savannah. But his department's not the only one who's taken the tour here at the Civil Rights Museum.
The following week, Savannah Police Department, they sent their recruits in also.
Green says the tour can be eye-opening for officers.
I think they really walked away knowing so much more about this area and the civil rights era when it pertains to Savannah.
I'm under no illusion that because we sent 19 people to the Civil Rights Museum within the first 2 weeks of their employment, that all is good, right? I mean, that's just one piece of it. I mean, it's an ongoing process. Other unconventional training stops for the new recruits with the CCPD include the homeless camps and the animal shelter. It's all designed to give them a well-rounded look at the people and things they'll come face to face with on the job. I'm Martin Staunton, WSAV News 3.